There are a lot of inexplicable things in the world. Sometimes people just have to speculate why things happen. No one can imagine that an ordinary animal could build a whole plan of action in their head, which they will follow in order to mislead people. Our story today will be really amazing because what an ordinary cow did will not even occur to you. Make yourself comfortable as we get started. Holly Cheever, a graduate of a veterinary institute, had an internship on a farm where a huge herd of Schnitz cows occupied a special place. This breed is known for its high milk yields, so there was a lot of milk on the farm. Each time a calf was born, they were taken away from their mother. For small calves on the farm, a separate place was allotted where they were artificially fed and sent back to the herd as adults. This was done in order to increase the amount of milk from the mother cows. The more cows were milked, the more milk came. There was a cow on that farm who was pregnant and was about to give birth. She had been living on the farm for 10 years. This was her 9th pregnancy. Before that, all 8 newborn calves were taken from her, and apparently she was pretty tired of that because what she did this time surprised even experienced farmers. That cow was in the pasture as usual when she started to give birth. No people were nearby, and no one saw the birth. However, by evening, the cow returned to the barn with her newborn calf. He was immediately taken away, and the cow missed him very much. And then strange things began to happen. No one could explain them. The next day, when the cow returned from the pasture in the evening, her udder was empty. She had no milk at all. The farmer was pretty surprised. Usually, cows of this breed have a lot of milk after calving and can reach up to 50 liters per milking, but this cow came without milk at all. The same thing happened the next day, so the farmer called Holly Cheever to examine the cow and determine what was wrong with her. After all, this had never happened before. The young specialist came, took all the necessary tests, carried out a visual examination, but did not find any deviations. Outwardly, everything was normal with the cow. The udder was whole and without visible damage, but absolutely empty. There was no milk at all. They took the cow's blood for testing, and when the results arrived, people were even more surprised. All the indicators were normal, but the cow came back every day without milk. People began to make all sorts of speculations. Maybe she ate some grass that reduced lactation. Holly Cheever thought that the cow was depressed about the fact that her calf was taken away from her, and therefore her body stopped producing milk. Then the farmer decided to follow his cow into the pasture to see what was happening in the field that the cow came back without milk. The answer revealed itself on the first day. The farmer could not believe his eyes. As soon as the whole herd was in the field, our cow looked around as if she wanted to make sure that no one was watching her and went towards the forest. The farmer was very surprised because usually cows avoid this place and prefer to graze in open areas. When the cow entered the forest, she began to moo very loudly as if she was looking for or calling to someone. The farmer tensed up and began to watch what would happen next. Then a calf came out of the thicket towards the cow. He went up to her and began to drink milk greedily. The farmer could not figure out where this calf came from. It turned out that this cow had twins that day. But the cow did not want to be separated from both of her calves, so she came up with a whole plan and hid one of the calves in the forest. If she had hidden both calves, they would have been looked for and eventually found. So she decided to hide only one calf and bring the other back to the farm. For days after that, she spent time with her second calf, as she did not want to give him up. The farmer was very touched by the cow's act, but leaving the calf alone in the forest was extremely dangerous. It could be attacked by wild animals. Therefore, the calf was nevertheless taken to the farm, but now both calves have been housed with their smart and cunning mother. This was the first and only case on the farm when a cow was kept with her calves and fed them herself. The farmer was so impressed by this cow that he sacrificed the milk yield of one cow. After all, she tried so hard to preserve her motherhood. So friends, there are no barriers for a real mother. She is ready to do anything to be close to her kids. Even a cow, about whom no one would have thought such a thing, thought through everything to the smallest detail just so as not to be separated from her calves. And she succeeded, didn't she?